Good morning. So we're entering a new season where my wife goes back to school. So I got some time with the boys this morning. Thought we'd resurrect the chalk talk. I talked about genetic expression, talked a lot about that in my days. I want to get down to the actual nuts and bolts of the mathematics and how that relates to business and plants and systems. So from a mathematical standpoint, the Fibonacci code is basically just a square of the numbers. And as those grow, they create this curve that I talk about. We see it in nature with our wheat plants. But this is where we get significance in what we do if we have this mindset of empowering multiple entities. Because if we use this mindset with single plants, it really doesn't make much sense. It's when you start putting systems together with crops and perennials and livestock and grazing and keeping things in this more elastic part of the curve where we can empower our time to be much more significant and much more of value. So as we look at this sequence, each one of these splits is more significant. So when we look at something like relay cropping, I've talked about quite a bit. Your traditional double crops are here in the inrows. It's just coming up with the recent rain, and we got beans in R3. So later in that split, we've got the first split. The end is the frost. We can't change that. So when we're trying to maximize annuals, it's important to think about different parts of the system. So with the wheat, we can express it before the beans ever are a competition. So we look at this fractal nature of the mathematics. It's always this ratio of 1 and 1.618. That's where the split is. Dork out underneath the tree, you're going to see that in nature. But when you start putting plants right next to each other, they start running into each other. So the only opportunity up is up. That's why your beans in your best ground fall down. They are in competition with each other. Now, if you give a plant like an edge plant or in relay cropping all the directions, they're allowed to split in all the directions. So you allow this mathematics to play longer in each plant. So if you've seen the tortoise and the hare, the longer you can allow this pattern to continue until the frost, you can get plants with 2 or 3 or 4 or 500 pods in that context. So you go beyond that, we start looking at niche markets and direct marketing. You know, you say the market sucks. I can only sell, 2 of my animals direct, and there's no law that says you can't start and strive to direct market knowing that it's going to grow if you perform. You turn that percentage of what you sell direct from just laying it on a commodity and bitch about the price. It grows and grows and grows and grows until at some point you don't need the commodity anymore because you've empowered yourself. Right? You share the system that you're using and the market reacts by supporting you.